Hello Scorpios, my fellow Scorpios. Right, I'm just sort of making a start on the first half of July for you guys. So if I don't sort of get through everybody by the end of the week, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm going to try and do as much as I can before next week. So we'll start with Scorpio. We'll start with the Scorpio, then Cancer and Pisces. Obviously this video is just Scorpio. Right, I'm just thinking of like the long list of to-dos I have over the next week to catch up. Right, theme for the first half of July for Scorpio 2019. Present Scorpio, very nice. A few people have been getting this just lately actually. You live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy of love in your current circumstances. Living where you are now and not where you were. Putting more focus on where you are now rather than where you were. So very, very nice. We'll pop that there. Right then. So I think the way that I'm going to do this is we're going to do a 5-card spread with surrounding love energies. I kind of feel like that's probably the best way to go actually. So I'll use this for the 5-card spread. We'll use the harmonious. Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Scorpio, 5-card spread for the first half of July 2019 for my fellow Scorpios. Feels about right. Okay, central issue. We've got the Lovers in the reverse. The root of that, the 10 of Pentacles. This is like head over heart matter, head over heart decision. The recent past, the Queen of Wands in the reverse. The thing is with the Queen of Wands, don't get me wrong, she is technically the Queen Bitch from Hell. She's been called that by many a tarot reader. But in my opinion, I always think there is a reason why this Queen is the way she is. So if somebody's riled you up in the recent past, I suppose in a way angered you to the point of no return, then it could have been a fire sign that you were dealing with, or maybe a Gemini, maybe a sign. But yeah, they've done something to piss you off, basically. That's what I'm saying. Somebody pissed you off. Don't get me wrong, it could be on the flip side, but I'm just going to read it from Scorpio's perspective. What's crowning you is death. Ending a situation, change and transformation. Massive change, massive transformation. No longer repeating old patterns from the past. No longer entertaining ideas and thoughts from the past because you're changing it, you're ending it. What's coming towards you is the Moon in the reverse. So this is revelation. This is seeing light in the darkness. This is like something that once was very hidden to you or very unclear to you. It's in a roundabout way. It's like half the energy of the sun when the moon is in the reverse. It's like, oh, okay, now we're getting clarity. So yeah, we will clarify those in a moment. I'm just gonna, because I wanted to do this, because I do get a lot of emails from people asking if I can sort of incorporate a bit of third party into my readings, and it's something that I never sort of done before. So I thought of a good, cool way pretty much to do it that may pertain to the situation as I'm reading. So we're going to do 3 cards on one side for Scorpio's energy, 3 cards on the other for whoever you may be dealing with, a situation you may be dealing with, a person, you know what I mean. So, Scorpio's energy, 3 from the top for Scorpio. Yep, 3 from the top for Scorpio, 3 from the bottom for the other side to things. This can also be like realization, what you need to know from someone else's perspective, whoever you're dealing with. If you're curious about anyone, it should show up in that side. Right then, let's add clarification onto this 5-card spread before we take a sneak peek at those. Okay, so this is essential issue. It just popped out. It's the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So you really are distancing yourself emotionally here. It's like emotional emptiness, emotional detachment. I know in your end of June readings, we did see a lot of detachment going on. It seems like not only are you really honing in on that in the first half of July, but you actually putting it into practice. Because what we actually saw at the end of June for you guys was sort of like this determination to detach where you may not have been able to before for whatever reason. There was just something that kept you hanging on, I suppose, to a situation or to someone. And there was that sheer determination to detach. And for the first half of July, I'm actually seeing you putting that into practice and showing like full throttle commitment to that. Let's clarify this recent past and sort of, because I don't feel the need to clarify the root. The root is the reason why. So I feel like you're putting it into action now, you know, you committing to it, despite it sort of leaving you very sort of emotionally numb, detached, drained even. Let's see what it is with this Queen of Wands in the reverse. So I have got the Five of Cups with the King of Swords in the upright. I love the King of Swords, you know, because if you actually look at him, he looks a little bit like Henry VIII, doesn't he? And it's like, you know, when I think of Henry VIII, this is like somebody who was, this is just my intuition playing off now. I'm having fun with this. Henry VIII was someone who's very controlling. It was very much a it's my way, the highway kind of guy. And it's funny how they portray him as the King of Swords, really. Or portray the King of Swords as Henry VIII, really, because the words cut like a knife sometimes. And they're not afraid to speak their mind. And they truly, wholeheartedly believe that what they do and what they say is fair and just, despite whether it hurts anyone. And that can sometimes be the problem with the King of Swords. This is like brutally honest truths. This is the whole truth and nothing but the truth that faced you in the recent past. Maybe it didn't come across in a tactful way, and maybe that's what pissed you off. And I see the Five of Cups. And it's like crying over spilt milk, really. So whatever it was that pissed you off, I think you're sort of waking up now and realising, why did I let that get to me? So silly. So silly. Why let that get to, you know what I mean? I mean, I suppose in my case, like, if somebody even says the slightest thing wrong to me around that time of the month, I'm like, damn it, it's fucking dramatic. And I want to go in all guns blazing, but you know, I don't know, I suppose for the females, it's PMT. For the males, it could be PMT as well, you know, I'm a proper mardy twat. So who knows? But seriously, this is like brutally harsh, honest truths that did piss you off at the time, but you're actually seeing reality moving forward as to why, you know, you have to accept it and why you have to be okay moving forward with something not panning out here. So what's crowning is the what? So there may be this notion of unfinished business that has to come to an end. So it seems like a cycle may not have ended, but you're going to finish it before it ends anyway. This is like it's over before it started kind of shit. That's what's going on here. That's what's in your thoughts. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to... That's what you're thinking with the deck on the world reverse. Before the cycle's even finished, I'm going to cut it loose. That's kind of what you're doing. Because it ain't working anymore. Look, again on the crowning position, the King of Cups in the reverse. You could have been dealing with someone emotionally manipulative. Someone. The thing is with the King of Cups, it can be a few different things. It can be emotional detachment, which we see with the Queen in the reverse. It can be forcefully shutting your feelings out for somebody. It can also be a bit of emotional manipulation as well, or feeling emotionally manipulated. So it can be a few different things, but whatever it is, it's like, no. Before, yeah, it's unfinished business, but before we even resolve shit, I'm just cutting it off. That's kind of what I'm seeing there. It seems like Scorpio's really had enough. What did I say about the moon earlier in the reverse? And then we get the sun. I did say, you guys, that, you know, the moon in the reverse is sort of like half the energy of the sun. And to get the sun landing on top of it is like, wow, okay, yeah, this is major revelation coming through for you guys. Major clarity, finally knowing where you stand, despite maybe not even knowing. It's sort of just that self-realisation, I feel, through cutting it off, through putting yourself first. Maybe you've been putting somebody else or others first for a long time, and you've just got zero to show for it, and it's basically like, right, okay, we're cutting this off, I'm giving myself clarity. That's kind of where I see you guys with this. The Seven of Swords in the reverse. So yeah, others may accuse you of just running and bailing. I feel like this is more like an incoming accusation with the Seven of Swords, but you're not. And maybe this is where you do need to communicate to somebody who maybe does feel shut out, who maybe doesn't understand why Scorpio is detaching in such a way. And I suppose in a way this could be a message for the cross watchers as well. It's not that Scorpio is doing this in a malicious way. There is none of that going on here from what I can see. It's just something's happened here. There's been some overreaction going on. And Scorpio's had this stark realisation they have got to put themselves first. So it's not that anybody's running away. It's not that anybody's cowarding, even though it looks like it. They're doing this for the right reasons. So I suppose in a way, if you sort of cross-watching, the need to understand that this has to happen. The strings have to be cut. You know, there's no sort of two ways about it. And there's the strength, which I feel should be carried on both sides, really, to just let this go. So I am seeing Scorpio releasing someone, releasing energy, releasing a situation, no longer entertaining fickle behaviour. You know, and also somebody who may not think before they speak as well. So let's take a look at Scorpio's energy, love-wise. So I have the Star in the reverse. Now, even with the Star in the reverse, Scorpio, there's still a lot of hope attached to this card. It's usually an indication that where you think it's a hopeless situation, it actually isn't. There is a lot of hope in moving forward to achieve your goals, dreams, wishes, desires. So, for example, if you've had to let somebody go and you sort of, oh, I'm never going to meet anyone again. Don't do that. Don't pessimism. Don't. Still remain a level of optimism. And I think about this conversation before, even when there are levels of pessimism there, which is a natural human trait, I suppose, we all get like that at times. Don't allow the pessimism, you can have doubts, but don't allow the pessimism to stunt your growth in terms of turning down opportunities. Never turn down opportunities, even if you may doubt them. Still remain open to the fact that something could pay off, you know what I mean, elsewhere. It's a lesson to take forward with you, I suppose. The Six of Pentacles is the reverse, so Scorpio's definitely not feeling good about themselves at the moment. Not feeling like they get what they deserve. Maybe they're not feeling like they've got back what they've put in terms of appreciation and respect more than anything. I've got the Hierophant, and this is a tradition. It's also asking for guidance as well. Whether somebody's asking you for guidance or you're asking somebody else for guidance, maybe you just need a really good friend to talk to, get some advice from. But if we link it with the Star, a traditional relationship is still possible, okay? Even if it's not with, you know, someone from your past. Moving forward, it's still possible elsewhere. You know, and I just feel like through releasing your past, or even releasing the energy of the past, so that you can either move forward with whoever this is or with somebody else. I suppose you have to put it like that, don't we? A traditional, committed, loyal relationship is still possible in the future. I just don't want this situation, if you're going through this, to dampen your optimism in any way, or at least allow your pessimism to stop you taking a chance in the future. So let's take a look at the other side to things. So I've got the Two of Wands. So it isn't, I mean, that's like having one foot in the now, one foot in the past. Sitting on the fence. Somebody could be in two minds as to how to deal with the situation. I feel like there has been communication in the past, in the recent past, but it's still, I want to say, left Scorpio none the wiser as to what the hell's going on. I feel like that's why they've said, right, okay, I'm not getting any kind of closure here, I'm going to give myself closure and bail. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there, but somebody's definitely unsure of what to do. I've got the Knight of Pentacles. And the Ten of Wands, slow progress through a burdensome time. That's kind of what I'm seeing there. I mean, I do want to clarify some of these. I really do. Because we've clarified the central part of this. I do want to clarify some of the outer parts as well. And chuck a romance angel on. But right off the bat, this just looks like someone's on the fence. They're making slow progress, I suppose, with themselves anyway. And I'm starting to actually wonder, are they doing the same thing as you? You know, if there is this sort of a massive end, massive change, massive transformation to a certain situation. Five of Cups is there, so somebody could have regrets in the past about a certain situation. But, I mean, I don't know, this just feels very mirroring. Scorpio's sorting their shit out, somebody else is sorting their shit out. That's kind of just how this looks to me. Let me chuck a romance angel on each side. Express your love and free yourself. And you deserve love. You are lovable. So, do you know what I think this is? I think whether it's care, affection, or literal love, I feel you are doing this because you love yourself more. It's like expressing love for yourself. It's making a gesture to yourself to free yourself from this. I do feel like, and it could also be you, because you maybe have care, affection, or even love for whoever this is, you're happy to free them too. And I feel like that's why the You Deserve Love card comes on top here, because I feel like this is, especially with the sun being so close, it's that realisation they deserve love just as much as you. And if it's not coming with each other, it has to come elsewhere. It has to, let's part these fucking waters and just go separate ways, because you need to find the one, I need to sort myself out and find the one. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here, Scorpio. Like how you're dealing with someone here. It's like letting them go, because it's like there's no ill will moving forward. There is never ill will with the sun. It's just a case of this ain't working. You go your way, I go mine. You wish them nothing but love in the future, just as you wish yourself nothing but love in the future. Or maybe this is just something, if you're a bit bitter about this, which if you're still in the energy of the Queen of Wands reversed, if you're a bit bitter about this, maybe you're just not, you need to fully understand, you know, that you're all on paths to find soulmates, you're all on paths to find the one. You know what I mean? And who is anybody to get in anybody else's way, I suppose. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. So Scorpio said, I've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, so yeah, it's definitely not being put out, and it's definitely not being given either. The Nine of Pentacles, Singleton card. Actually being happy to sort of spend some time on your own and actually go it alone. I'm definitely seeing a parting of ways here, you guys. On their side, I've got the World in the reverse. You're both thinking the same thing. In your crowning position, you've got the World in the reverse. And from their perspective, we've got the World in the reverse. You both understand that there is unfinished business. And I feel like that could be the burden that they're carrying, is the fact that no resolution to this. That feels like what they may be carrying. The Ace of Swords is in the reverse. There's no outcome here. There's no outcome. There's no resolution. Why? Because Scorpio's not acting on it. But neither are they. Neither are they. They're still on the fence. I've got here the Page of Cups with the Six of Swords. Very dramatic situation. And this on their side. It's almost like they, how can I explain this? Especially with the Ten of Wands being there, with the Ace of Swords reversed, it's like they once maybe saw potential. This was quickly cut out. And now it's dramatic. So whoever you're dealing with definitely doesn't like drama. And even in, there is still drama in silence. There is still, I could look at this with the Ace of Swords reversed and the Six of Swords. There's still drama in ignorance. There's still drama in silence. There is still drama in no contact. I genuinely think whoever you're dealing with, Scorpio, may want to resolve this. It just may be a bad time at the moment. Clearly, for the Scorpio, it's a bad time. But again, it doesn't change the fact that there is still a realization that this just isn't going to pan out. That somebody here has to walk away. And I genuinely do believe that if Scorpio's walking away from someone, it's not because of necessarily ill will. It is more so because they need to sort their own shit out. And they also wish happiness for somebody else as well. And that's quite a bittersweet thing, I think, Scorpio. I do find this whole reading very bittersweet. And I do understand at the end of the day, you know, when you have to sort of be a man or a woman on your own island, you know, it's just got to be done. It's just got to be done. Like I said, I don't feel any ill will. I just feel like, okay, that's it. That chapter's closed. And that's just going to have to be the title to this video, Scorpio, is the chapter's closed. It's time to move on. So, right, like I say, though, just be aware of the fact that you both are very much aware of unfinished business. So that could be an indication that if there is unfinished business, Spirit sometimes has a way to make you face that at some point. So you may still have to face this person at some point in the future. But for now, I just see you guys bailing for good reason, for a very good reason. Anywho, I'll leave that there, you guys. I wish you all the best for the first half of July. If anyone wants personal reading, feel free to email me. Prices have changed, so make sure you do check out the video on the channel regarding the price changes, especially if you're a regular client. They've not changed by much at all, but it's worth watching that video. But in the meantime, you guys, I wish you all the best, and we'll speak soon. Take care, bye for now.